We'd like to know your story so we can understand where your thoughts come from or your experience.
So last year, August 14th-ish, Michael and I found out that we were going to be having a baby. And the next day I had a OBGYN visit, and it was determined that I was having a miscarriage. So I didn't even really get to enjoy, the act of being pregnant. And it was really traumatic for me, and I cried a lot. So the doctor decided to monitor, my levels and do some more blood tests. And my HCG levels were going up. So 2 weeks later, like the day before our anniversary, we had an ultrasound and found out that we were having twins. So shortly after that, I can't do this. I feel retarded.
No. There's other women that have been through similar that.
So shortly after that, about 2 weeks after, I went for an ultrasound checkup, and one of the babies, they just vanished. So I guess, that was another miscarriage. So I was dealing with the loss of the first one at 4 weeks pregnant, and then 2 weeks later, one of the twins died, and I believe 2 or 3 weeks after that, the last baby died. So it was very emotional for me, having to deal with the loss of all 3 of my babies, and obviously it affected my marriage. I blame myself, I blame my husband, I blame everyone. So that's pretty much it. The cause of the miscarriage was determined to be because of a subchorionic hematoma, they call it, which is basically like a blood clot in the placenta. And also I had a urinary tract infection that was untreated for the majority of the pregnancy. So it was traumatic and horrible, and I went into like a state of depression for a very long time, a year to be exact. And but God brought us through it, and we're a lot better now, 1 year later.
How many weeks were you when you miscarried? Well, I know that it happened at different times. So.
Right. I miscarried at 4 weeks, the first baby, the second one at 9 weeks, and the last one just short of the second trimester, like 12.5 weeks. Oh, well, when I lost the first one, it wasn't as bad because, again, I found out I was having a miscarriage a day after being told I was pregnant. So I was like, okay, well, we'll just try again. But then when I found out I was having twins, it was a lot of pressure because, I wasn't working at the time. We're excited, but like, how are we gonna take care of, 2 babies? So when I lost one of the babies, I was sad, but kind of relieved, and I'm like embarrassed to say that, because I didn't have to deal with 2 babies. And I didn't want to be too depressed because I still had one that I wanted to live for. But when the last one died, of course I felt worthless, like it was my fault. Maybe I didn't drink enough water or eat properly. I felt ashamed. I didn't feel like I was like woman enough. Like, what was wrong with me? Why can't, is it something I did? Like, I felt less of a woman, of course. And so all of those things, shame and guilt, everything. And I remember after the sonogram or the ultrasound or whatever, with the last baby, as I was leaving the hospital, I was going to my car, and I was like holding all of these emotions, and parked right next to my car, there was a couple, and they were just leaving the hospital with, you know, what appears to be their newborn baby. And that's when I really broke down. Like, I just started crying, and I called Michael on the phone, and I couldn't even talk because I was just like hyperventilating. It was horrible. Like, here I was just told I have a dead baby inside of me, and this couple is walking to their car with their new family. Like, so I was mad. I hated everyone pregnant
Because,
for a while, but
you know, we don't really hear about like the husband's experience when their partner miscarried. So what were your initial emotions about it?
As it related to the whole miscarriage, my reaction to it was pretty much, let me not say that I wasn't feeling as much of the brunt of the pain, because I had other factors that I was actually being dished, or I was dealing with the fact that I had to be what society regard as being a man.
Yes, like
So-
being a provider.
So the provider, so I had to be the one that, even if I didn't say pretty much, you know, it's gonna be okay, I had to put on that face to make sure that, you know, just to let my wife know that I'm here, and just stand and just be there, be what everyone wants that shoulder to cry on, and you know, just try to carry on, because you know, pretty much she was in a state where everything was just broken. Everything was broken. So
Yeah.
I didn't have too much time to pretty much think about the hurt. I know she was hurting, and that was enough for me to deal with.
Yeah.
So pretty much that was it, and you know, I felt bad at times because I wasn't there physically, because you know, I had to do what, you know,
Work.
yeah, pretty much work, providing, making sure that, you know, if she wanted to go to the hospital, to the doctor, that she, you know, we could afford it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I mean, not being able to feel everything, but just the fact that she was hurt was enough.
Yeah.
And that was it, pretty much.
So Kenny, what were your initial reactions after? I know our situation was a little bit different, where like we actually delivered the baby and you saw her, and like we were much later in our pregnancy. So what were your initial emotions like?
Well, you know, I have to say that's probably one of the hardest things I ever had to go through in my life. You know, I tell everybody, you know, I would never wish anything like this to happen to anybody. You know, but you know, like Michael was saying, I just had to be strong.
Yeah.
Understand me? I had to be strong for me. I had to be strong for you. You know, I had to be strong for my daughter. You know, like I said, I had to be the provider. You know, I still had things to do, but it was very hard for me, because even when I'm at work, I had to talk to my supervisor and ask him to put me to work with certain people, so I'd have to be around certain people for nobody to ask me no question.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of cut off a lot of friends, families. I just didn't want nobody to ask me no question.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit over a year now, but I still haven't spoken to some family members or whatever, because I just don't want nobody to ask me the question, because you know, it hurts.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, when everything happened, I didn't really get a chance to like grieve or anything like that, because you know, I had to be strong for you at the same time.
Yeah, because I was a mess. So he was just taking care of me. I don't think he really got a chance to like deal with it. Yeah, because you went back to work like
2 days after.
3 days. Because I think we were in the hospital 2 days.
Yeah.
And then you stayed home 1 day.
No, I stayed in the hospital 3 days, which is straight.
Yeah, and then you went back to work.
And then, it happened on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened on a Saturday. I don't work Sunday. Monday was a holiday. I didn't go to work on Tuesday, so I went back to work on Wednesday.
Yeah, I got out 1 day, and he stayed 1 day with me, and then
I
Wednesday.
went to work. Yeah, I went back to work on Wednesday. But I say, you know, it's just hard, you know. I mean, you're going to ask, and it's just the way everything happened.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that we had a baby in the sister house and I was the one that to deliver the baby.
It affected our relationship. It had lots of negative, of course, plus positives because of the fact that we're still here. Unfortunately, being our first experience, it posed a lot of challenges. One that it begged like lots of questions with very few answers. I don't want to say it, but the emotional part from my other half here, it posed the questions that I actually couldn't answer, or we as a couple we couldn't answer. So we started blaming ourselves, or trying to probably pinpoint that the doctors could have done something different, or they could have done this versus not doing that. So I guess in a sense that enabled us to actually sit, have conversations, and sometimes that's our for a lot of us that's a challenge, just having conversation and communicating. So I guess when you look at it, there was a lot of positives from it, because we started talking a lot more, and trying to know what is it that what was hurting, and I can honestly say that I really said, or I really didn't talk about it that much. I was pretty much that listening ear for my wife, because she had
to be yelled.
She had lots to say. It's almost like it was a medium for her to vent, and I internalized it a lot without really expressing, much, or I did very little, and
I think that's common though, like with guys, but we don't give you guys that freedom to not be like us and like cry every 2 seconds. And
yeah, because just as I said that, as the male, we are not, I think, allowed to do that, or not that we're not allowed to, but somebody's got to be strong, to be very honest, because I can't have my wife crying and I'm crying with her, and life.
Why not?
Because the fact that somebody has to be strong, somebody has to pay.
Sometimes I wanted you to cry with me though, because then I felt like you didn't care.
It's not that I didn't care. I think that if I showed all my emotions, it could just pour it out on you, like.
It wouldn't be
Then
pouring
you
it out
feel
on
like-
me, it would be pouring it out with me.
Yeah,
That's the problem with guys sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
you
try to
see-
be too strong, but you're human. You're allowed to be weak. We can
but
be
you see the
together
thing
for a
is,
moment.
you see the thing is, it's like this. With me and Janelle, it's like, don't get me wrong, I got my moment where I just sit down and I just can't control what happened. Because I cry. But it's there's the fact that I don't do it in front of Janelle, because it's like, I feel if she's gonna grieve, I want her to grieve and get it out of her system. As a male, it's supposed to be the stronger one. So if she's grieving, it don't make no sense for me to be there crying too, because it's just gonna make stuff worse on her. Because at the end of the day, she's blaming herself for everything that happened.
Well, my situation was, in Michael trying to be strong, it made me upset, because
you
I
felt
wasn't
like he
getting
didn't-
any emotion.
Oh, yeah.
I felt alone.
Yeah, but that's understood. But then again, you gotta look at it from his point of
But I couldn't though,
view
because
too.
I was the one that was
Yeah, at
dealing
the time, like
No,
it's
I
hard.
understand. I understand. I mean, like I said, it's a different situation with me and you, because me personally, I think the experience made our relationship stronger. You know?
Why
Because,
or how?
well, I get to see a different side of you. And
What do you mean a different side?
well, I see an emotional side of you. you know, having a child. So he was happy while the child was inside his stomach, and then when you realize that the child wasn't there, you know, you kind of look at life differently. You know, start to see you know, like an whole different, like,
The hurt and the void
yeah,
that it provides.
you know, and just kind of like put up a soft spot in my heart for you.
So where was the soft spot this whole time? Like, did you not? I mean.
No, I had it, but
Okay.
that's a whole complete different situation from regular life.
Yeah.
You
Because
understand?
I guess my guard was completely all
Yes,
the way down.
and you know, and I know that I had to step up and be a protector. You know, be the one to make sure everything is all right. You know, so like I said, I mean, everybody look at things differently, but you know, I mean, I guess we guys look at it the way we look at it, but you know, I mean, not all females don't look at it the same way.
Yeah, I know that there are females out there that, you know, might not have had, like, or will never have, you know, gone through what Zanan or, you know, even yourself as that you went through. Like, pretty much they would be like, okay, let's get over this, and we you know, let's start over and do it again.
Yeah, but it's tough.
But it's hard. It's hard, especially when I think what happened, you know, I know it was only 3 months. Zanan got so attached to everything. You know, she started recording everything, and you know.
It wasn't just 3 months. It was 3 months with triplets.
Yeah, but I understand all that. I'm not minimizing it. I'm just saying, Zanan, you know, she.
Yeah, she
took
got
on a
attached.
lot. You know, took on a lot from this.
But that's
life.
the thing, like with women, like the second we find out we're pregnant, we're
You're
in
immediately
mom mode.
attached.
Like it's like you
Yes.
you change, you get these instincts, and like for first time fathers, you don't feel like a father until the baby's born. You know what I mean? Which is understandable because like we carry the child and you know it's a different. Our bodies are going through the changes and it's different. So you know. Yeah, for that reason, I definitely understand that, you know, guys will grieve different than women, you know. But I think sometimes we don't give you guys enough. You know what I mean? Like we don't allow you to grieve in your own way because we want you to break down with us and cry and.
But sometimes it's just getting to know the person, I guess.
Yeah.
And when you look at it, we've been given a role. Pretty much from the get-go.
So guys feel like in this situation that you have to be there more so for your partner.
Just
Yes,
support.
than anything else.
Than anything else. I mean,
So then how do you grieve then? Because there has to be a point where you sit back and you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like
again, as what Kenny alluded, sometimes it's nice when you have your alone time. Like I probably never like broke down as much as Ken did because his experience was totally different from mine. And as you also said, that the attachment, not that it was not an important position that I, you know, for me, it was just that I guess it was too early for me to get all that attachment, you know, getting all super excited because, you know, I was there from the get-go where I saw where, you know, she was in that spot where, you know, regular visits to the doctors, and you know, from the get-go, it was like it was a challenge. So, you know, in the back of your head, you're trying to, you know, you're hoping for the best, but at the same time, you're seeing stuff happening.
Yeah.
You're like,
because I think your personality is more logical anyway. Like you're more, I don't know, like you're not that you're not emotional, but you're very logical. Like you see things for what it is,
yeah, I guess
and then you move according to what you see. Like you don't really. I mean, I could be wrong, but
That's true. He's very practical.
very practical,
Yeah.
but I don't want to be seen to be like vain or like.
No. It's just your.
Like, how dare you not feel or you know, see or you know, I guess it's just totally different. But what I can really say that I was just there, you know, as Zanan's main support. But not.
Tried.
Well, I tried. I tried, and that's what to me.
That's all you can do.
That's all I could do because I could not sit and cry and cry and cry and cry because you know it wasn't gonna help. That's how I looked at it. Not saying that I didn't grieve, that I didn't grieve, but my grief was different.
Right.
My outlet was probably to sit in front of the TV for hours and just watch sports. That's what I was in. That's what I'm into. That's what I did. I worked a lot because then I wasn't working at the time, and sometimes being at work, being active, it took
Takes
me
your mind off.
it took me from the reality that was there. Like my wife, she just lost 2 babies or 3 babies, and not that it erased it, but
for a few hours a day, you got to
exactly.
escape.
That was like that getaway. Like you don't get to think about it because you're busy, you're doing something. But
So how does this affect you guys wanting to be parents going forward? Like, does it make you hesitant? Like, how do you guys feel going forward?
yeah, I mean, even recently we spoke at length about it. It's almost like, do we really want this? Like, are we ready to go through? Because there's always a possibility for it to happen. And you're like, are you, think you can do it, providing that there's the negative effect of it. So it brings somewhat of like us being hesitant,
Cautious.
not really cautious, but you're like. She said to me countless times, like, I don't want to go through this anymore. I can't do this. I know she's just.
Yeah, I don't want to go through a miscarriage.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. The physical hurt that that is possible if it doesn't go as I won't say to script, but as though you would want it. So it gives you that hesitant feeling.
And so, Kenny, did you feel hesitant about trying again?
Not really.
I don't think so.
I mean, like I said, it's just a part of life. You understand? God got His plan for everybody. That's one thing. Just never lose your faith in God. Anything He does, He does it for a reason. Like I said, whatever happened. I mean, I was sad, but at the end of the day, I had to look at it and say, you know what? If my daughter was still alive, who know what kind of problem should be going through right now?
Yeah, because she was
I
born
really,
so early.
I really and truly, I don't think I could sit down and watch one of my kids them suffering. See them in a wheelchair, or they gotta be on medication. I don't think I could do it. You understand? But like I said, not because it happened one time, it means it's gonna happen again. So, as far as like trying again, I was really afraid of trying again.
Yeah, I was.
Well, you was, but I wasn't. You understand? Like I said, I always keep my faith in the Lord.
Has there been any? Because when people hear that you miscarry, they try to comfort you, but they don't always say the right things. Has anyone said anything, trying to comfort you, that just completely made you feel 10 times worse?
I remember I was at church right after the miscarriage, and one sister, God knows, she was trying to encourage me, and she came up to me, and she was like, sister, I have a cousin who is in Jamaica, and she got pregnant with 3 boys, and they are devils, and I'm telling you, they are devils, they are little demons that are running around the place, and I was like, okay, yeah, they're devils, and it's good that I didn't have them, because they would have probably been devils too. Yeah, so, I mean, people, they mean well, I even had one girl at a job, she told me that they were probably all going to be retarded or blind, deaf, and dumb, or whatever, so it's a good thing that I lost them. I don't know. They say the wrong things, but it's best not to say anything at all unless you've experienced it yourself.
Right.
And you know what is going to be comforting to you, what you would have wanted to hear, which is that, hey, we're praying for you more,
I think just trying to be encouraging, trying to analyze what happened and trying to put it in perspective, especially if you haven't been through it, there's no way you can put it in perspective to someone that's grieving. Although people mean well, but it's... Michael,
No,
did you want to say anything?
not really, because again, I was very cautious because
He doesn't talk.
not
He's very
everybody
quiet.
knew about that my wife Zanan was pregnant. Like Zanan was the
The broadcaster.
she was the one who
Like 6 weeks pregnant. I'm pregnant.
yeah. So I really didn't have that experience where I had to face anyone coming up to me trying to try to console me or try to give that encouraging word, and it came out wrong. I didn't really have that because I guess
No, you didn't tell anybody.
I really didn't tell anybody.
Kenny?
I don't want to touch that subject because I'm so pissed off.
Okay. I know exactly what he's thinking about. For me, the most annoying one was, don't worry, you're gonna have another one. Or
that's gonna replace.
yeah, or like, oh, I lost my first one too. It's okay.
Yes, that too.
I got that a lot.
Yeah.
I think like a week after she was born, we went to a birthday party that I didn't want to go to because I just knew everybody was gonna come up to me, but he was trying to like get me out the house. And like you said, like older Jamaican women, yeah, I lost my first one and it's alright, and I was just like, I was a week out. So it was very fresh. So it was just like, I kind of like, I felt like, like no one regarded her in the way that I did. Like, I just, like my child died.
Right.
And I feel like people didn't get that. Like, they made it seem like I lost my phone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, girl, we can get you another iPhone. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you're
that's how
young.
I
You're
felt.
gonna have plenty more. You got plenty more years.
And nobody actually looked at the pain.
Yeah, they're not looking at the significance and the emptiness and the physical part of a miscarriage and the trauma and you know what I mean?
But I can understand that from just people in general. They're not professionals, they're not trained in how to be
Right.
empathetic. But one of the most hurtful experiences for me was when I actually found out that my last baby was no more. I was laying there on the table, and she had her little ultrasound thing going on, and I noticed that he had gotten smaller and he wasn't moving because I was used to seeing him move and kick and do all that stuff. And so I looked at her and I was like, why isn't he moving? And the ultrasound tech looked at me and she said, that's because there's no heartbeat.
Ooh.
Just like that. And
Doctor?
at that moment,
oh my God.
it
Well,
took
she's not a
God and
doctor,
His
but
angels to keep me, everything in me to not snatch her hair out.
a lot of medical professionals, because they've seen everything,
They
they are
become callous
so
over time.
numb. And it, you know what I mean? Like, you're going through these traumatic things and it's just like, all right, well, this and this and this and this and this. Any questions?
Yeah.
And that's it. Good. Like, I remember, maybe it wasn't the same night. Maybe the following night. I had so many questions, and this lady came in, and she was just talking to me like, okay, so, blah, 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 and the baby wasn't viable. And I didn't know what viable meant at the time, so I got pissed. I was like, what do you mean my baby's not viable?
Right.
But now I know what it means. I understand what she was trying to say, but, she just, and I was telling them, like, I was having pain, and she was like, well, we're going to have to figure out what that pain was, because obviously you felt something. And I was just like, yeah, I was in labor, and I came here twice. And I told you guys, and you sent me home.